Be like, you been running so fast again?
Okay, I'll scout.
You're trying to kill us, you dipshit. We supposed to be laying low. Then bad people do come along.
Ah!
Sonic that flies away with him and gets shot. And she
Run! Oh! They're coming! Ah!
And she throws a ring and creates a portal.
I'm dying!
She's safe and gives him a big bag of magic mushrooms. I mean coins. Mushrooms are involved, but he's not magic mushrooms in the bag. No drugs are involved, and he's not Mario. He's supposed to go through this portal to Earth, and whenever he gets found again, make another portal to this magic mushroom land where he'll be safe again. Okay? But that's only if he gets in trouble on Earth. So she sends him through the portal and stays behind to protect him and die for no apparent reason at all, because as you can see here, she had a lot of time to go through the portal before it closed, and the bad guys would have not been able to go through with her.
Yes.
Cut to a bored sheriff guy, Tom, in some lonely-ass Hannah Montana town, and grown-up Sonic keeps fucking with this P-trap. Then Tom finds this hedgehog quill from Sonic, blue hedgehog quill, and leaves. Then a turtle gets a ride of its life from Sonic, and he explains his fine way of living in this lonely fucking town, and that if he ever gets caught, he should escape to, as I said, the Mushroom Land.
I died from a dog.
Fucking idiot, just wasted one of his precious one-time use portal coins. The bag literally has emergency use only written on it. Fuck's sake. Then he tells us a little bit more about the town, that no one knows he exists except for this one guy that thinks he exists, and he's fucking with him, and his favorite person is Tom, and he's super fucking lonely. Not Tom, Sonic. Sonic's lonely. We move on to Tom showing raccoons and getting accepted to the SFPD, which as we know stands for Smelly Farts Are Potent, and that abbreviation actually makes sense for once. By the way, so it was either between this or Sad Faggots Pound Dicks. Yeah. Anyway, he finds out that his wife got him not one but two cakes. My homie struck gold with this one, and they make some moving to San Fran biscuit plans, sick hugs, Tom talks to a donut, and
get off me!
Sonic watching some kids play baseball, and at night a lot of movie convenience accumulates into him finding the whole pitch to himself, and a bunch of baseball gear, no one around, and I don't know if it's almost to keep lights on at night for a baseball.
I can't hear,
and he
but I can see.
Entire fucking baseball game all on his own because he's super fast, and then he gets super duper sad, like super depresso because he's lonely. He runs around the pitch extremely fast, and through the power of depression, he creates a weird YVMP or something like that. Yeah? And when the top... And when the light goes out, Tom
I'm going into war.
Will glow in the dark. Then we get the classic Pentagon.
And immediately dying after.
What are we gonna do? Hey, let's head that crazy guy. Oh no, not that guy. Come on, it'll be fun. All right, I'm convinced. And we cut back to Ground Zero, the baseball pitch with a bunch of military there, and we find out who that one crazy guy is. It's Dr. Robot Dick, played by Jim Carrey. He arrives and asserts his dominance on this guy, calls him basic, and then takes over the street and shit, and then releases a bunch of flying wolverines to go look for Sonic. Or not look for Sonic, so he doesn't know.
That has angry robot Dick.
And they start closing in on Sonic's cave. Sonic starts to panic and waste a lot of time saying goodbye to all his prized bullshit possessions before he decides to go somewhere else to open the portal.
Jim Carrey.
The search party is too close to his cave and they might find him out when he goes through the world. The thing...
Oh, that's you.
The thing takes 20 seconds between opening and closing. He doesn't have 20 seconds spare. Fair enough, whatever. So he goes to Donald Lord's, a.k.a. Tom's house, shack, garden shed, that's the one. To open a portal, but Tom busts in there thinking that Sonic is a raccoon, and he shoots him with a tranquilizer gun. But before Sonic completely passes out, he sees Tom's shirt and that it has a San Fran Biscuit picture on it, and the tower of San Fran Biscuit. I don't know where the tower is called, but I'm sure he's going to tell us. And he drops the coin, opens a portal to that tower, and drops a sack of coins onto the tower, and then passes out. Tom's like, what the fuck? He takes him inside, he wakes up, and they have the standard, are you an alien? No, I'm not. Fairly standard conversation. Everybody's been through it like 17,000 times. Then Dr. Egbert comes along without his bodyguards. He's investigating because he saw his tracks and came over here. And Sonic's like, you gotta help me out. My legs are pissed giddy and I'm not wearing any pants. You don't need pants. You don't have no penis. But fine, I'll help you. So he hides Sonic in the attic and doesn't let Eggman inside. So Eggman launches a tiny egg rose to go scan the attic, which scares Sonic, and he rolls down the stairs and makes noise. So Jim bursts through the fucking door and he sees a raccoon. And he's like, oh well, I guess nothing's here except there is. Yeah, blue thing, you know, out with whatever the fuck you had him, bitch. And he threatens him with a flying weaponized ovary. But then Sonic pops out and startles Dr. Robot Dick, and Tom punches him in the face. Shots fired from the ovary, but none of them connected. I don't understand why fucking AI robot machines always have terrible aim in movies. They're basically fucking aimbot. They're not supposed to be missing, but whatever. They fight it off and run away just as Robot Dick's bodyguards or whatever arrive. Tom and Sonic drive off. Sonic explains the situation with the Mushroom Land, and then he needs his rings that he dropped off on that famous pointy landmark building in San Francisco. So Tom goes, nope, big nope, nope. I can't be doing this. I'm gonna be a cop. San Francisco's the worst. Off you go, buddy. Bye-bye. But Sonic runs into his cutscene, comes back and realizes that he has
Oh.
where he's going, and guilt trips Tom into fucking helping him out because he doesn't know where he's going, and Tom shot him, so, you know, he's at fault here. So Tom reluctantly agrees, but I have, like, this is an amazing solution here. This is incredible. Hear me out. How about you point it out on a map on your phone, teach Sonic how to use Google Maps, and then send him off with a fucking phone? It's so easy. What a fucking delinquent. Whatever. Road trip time. They drive around and get to a rest stop where Tom leaves Sonic in the car to go call his old department and see what's up. Turns out, Egbert's already there. He tries to give him the Liam Neeson treatment, but Tom ain't having any of that shit. And he goes back to the car to not find Sonic because while he was on the phone, Sonic saw a bunch of bikers and a biker party. He was like, oh my god, that's the best shit ever. Heavy breathing happened. So he disguised himself as a furry cowboy and went inside there. And Tom finds inside there. He's like, fine, we're gonna stay here and have a place in the day because, you know, he was leaving Earth and shit, and he wants to have a good time. So Tom swindles this waitress bitch into thinking that Sonic's a 40-year-old man with like skin AIDS or some shit. She fucking believes that because skin AIDS gives you huge anime eyes. Yes, and that's a symptom. Whatever. Sonic gets the book right down a bucket list. He's like, oh my god, there's so much I want to do, but I'm getting worse and I can't do it. Shit, Blue Way, just kind of sad. Let's do some of that shit in this bar, man. So we get a montage of bucket list stuff and funny, but if there's a real she'd be on the floor bleeding to death because he definitely hit her like 50 times. More bucket list activities happen and a bald fat ass comes over like, we don't like your kind of man here. What do you mean we're neither black worse? You're hipsters. I just realized that joke doesn't work because this guy's black, but whatever, so I think it was a good joke anyway. They start a bar fight and Sonic goes super fast and does this whole Quicksilver scene from X-Men, except they're not moving at all, not even
Take a
like
shot.
in slow motion, they're not moving at all, they're frozen. Which I have a couple of comments on because some things do not seem to be frozen. Like this camera uses to take a picture and these sparkling birthday candles, because fuck physics and consistency and any common sense at all. Also, if he's moving so fast that he literally freezes fucking time, then how fast was he moving when he created that EMP? Doesn't matter. Bar gets Quicksilver, they went away in Tom's truck, and none of the big bad biker guys follow them because their brain is vacant of any brains. And the two of them get to a motel. Sonic trashes the hotel and goes to bed while Tom looks at his list and sees what he crossed off. Crossed everything off except for one thing, which is make a real friend, which is pretty sad shit, but I don't give a fuck about that because I want to talk about the list itself right now. So yeah, I compiled a bunch of snapshots of it, and as you can see, the order is all fucked up as they keep rewriting the list. Also, Sonic doesn't know how to spell prank. He's addicted. Also, times 2. How the fuck did Sonic cross off dress up like Elvis and call a radio show in this hotel room? There is no Elvis costume here, and I don't think I need to explain it.
Oh, shit.
And next day, they get on the move, and Sonic finds out that Tom is leaving to go to San Fran Bitcoin to be a police officer, and he gets pretty sad by that too. But there's no time for that shit because Eggman has tracked them down and sent a tank after them that has the power of launching a harpoon and making all other cars on the road disappear between shots. And Sonic is still sad, but through the power of depression, he turns into a Sonic super.
Where's the chopper?
And fucking crashes into the tank, destroying it. And he's like, "Fuck yeah!" And goes the boss. Goddamn.
Bloody hell!
Roxanne.
It's
Never gonna
Glare.
lie, but it's alright.
It's
Then the
what
tank
we
is
easy.
worth to another tank, and
Grab
the
another
road is
stinger
empty
and
right
fire
here, but
again.
because we need
Let's
another
wait for
funny
the
moment,
test.
Tom swerves out the way and reveals a minivan that takes the shot of the CMP disc thing, and funny moment happens. Then Sonic goes over and fights off that one, but wait, it's not over yet. It gives birth to another tiny tank. This time it's a unicycle with an egg on it, and for some reason, Tom decides to fire it off. I don't know why he does this. He got an alien hedgehog that turns into an indestructible ball that deals with this type of stuff, which shown that he's fairly confident at it, so why don't you just let him do it, you
Bloody no
fucking
shit,
mere
son.
mortal. You want to fucking die? Is that what you're doing here? Anyway, Tom destroys his good job, dumbass. It's over now. No, it isn't. There's more. The tank unicycle gives birth to a tiny chopper, okay? A laser chopper that cuts off the roof of their car. So Sonic plucks its wings, and that's over now. No, it is not. More Russian nesting doll fucking bullshit. It turns into a sticky bomb, so they pull over to get off Sonic's hands, so he fucking finally does it and puts on a rock, but he's an idiot and walks away slowly and fucking explodes. Dumbass Sonic fucking moron. So Tom finally gets to San Francisco over to his sister-in-law's house where his wife is, and his sister-in-law hates him like, nah, hell nah. Okay, hell nah. You are a fugitive. Get out of here. And yoga lady comes over like, Shaniqua, this my man we talking about. Let him in, girl. Calm your titties. Then Shaniqua sees Sonic and passes out, so they tie her up very badly. I don't see why she can't just hop around and be annoying, but whatever. They give Sonic some crack cocaine and he wakes up and goes zoom. Then Jojo, Shaniqua's daughter, gives Sonic some kicks while Tom explains the sitch to this bitch, and she hella supportive. Once again, Tom forgives her, and they decide to take Shaniqua's car to the Transamerica building. That's what it's called finally. Meanwhile, though, Dr. Robotnik has discovered that Sonic's quill has electrical powers, so he starts his process, if you will. He starts to research and study the quill and its energy and stuff. And through the power of dance and a buttload of Jim Carrey shenanigans, I love me some Jim Carrey shenanigans, he comes to the conclusion that he can power the spaceship prototype thing with the quill. Cool beats. Now cut back to Sonic driving a car because humans are stupid. They get to the building and...
What happened now? He's gone.
Yeah.
No good. You need a special key to get to the roof.
What? You can run up buildings. Where's the problem here? What the fuck? This is so dumb. Oh, whatever. Through the power of movie bullshit and the fact that Tom is a sheriff in Montana, they get up there and Tom goes, all right, what are we looking for? Oh, I don't know, Tom. It's just a sack of coins and the only other thing on this godforsaken roof. God damn it, Tom. Get your head in the game, you fucking retard. No, seriously, this line makes me super mad for some reason. Like, what the fuck? What do you mean? What are we looking for? This roof is tiny. He specifically said a sack of coins. And you've been traveling hundreds of miles to get the objective here. Fucking Tom, god damn it. So Sonic gets his fucking sack of shit. Tom and Sonic have a bromance moment. They throws the ring to get to Mushroom World, but the egg drones are there, and so is Eggman and his new spaceship. They have a little woody back and forth, and Sonic pushes these bitches off the roof, and then rockets launch, and Sonic goes Quicksilver again, and this time it's really fucking confusing, because get this, rockets are standing completely still, but Robotnik's nearing this button, and these guys are still falling off the building in super slow motion. Are you meaning to tell me that actual legitimate rockets are moving slower than these guys, ergo making the rockets look like as if they're standing still? Hell no. So which is it? Did he freeze time or not, for fuck's sake? Doesn't matter. Let's move on. Eggboy presses the button, and apparently that triggers the use of Sonic's squirrel and makes him super fast, and Sonic be like, what the fuck? And he teleports Pretty Lady and Donut Lord over to Green Hills to keep him safe, and tries to run away from Eggman, who keeps blowing up the city, and people are definitely dying here, make no mistake. Then Sonic keeps opening up portals to different places to escape from him, like France, China, and they fuck with the Sphinx. Don't fuck with the Sphinx, dude, come on! And finally they portal back to Green Hills, but Sonic has had the wind knocked out of him, and Robotnik wants to kill him, but Tommy can rescue, however, and not a successful rescue because he knocks him off. But then this bitch comes along, I don't know what he's called, I forgot his fucking name, but yeah, he comes along, and then this guy comes along too with a chainsaw, and then Sonic suddenly goes Super Saiyan and gives Eggman's ship the big suck to take the power of his quill away, so Eggdude takes aim, and Sonic goes monkey. Monkey stance. Shots fired, Sonic goes supersonic pinball machine on Eggman and takes a big fat shit on him, and Tom opens a portal to Shroomland, and Sonic boops Egbert into it. They saved. Big high fives. Tom decides to stay in Green Hills, and they're cool with the government for some bullshit reason. Then they surprise Sonic with all his shit in their attic, telling him that he's moving in with him. I don't know how they did all this under the nose of the fastest being on Earth, but whatever, they did that. We get a clip of Eggman being high on shrooms, looking a lot more like Eggman right now. All that's left to be is for him to be fat as fuck. Then we get a clip of Tails. This movie gets 7 Ugandan knuckles out of 11 Sonic the Hagrids.
Nail those guys by the building. More enemy personnel. Get that person. Hot damn. Good ready. Light him up. Yeah, take him out. Yep, he's heading for the ditch.
This is a switch bike. This is a switch bike. No, this is a switch bike. Alright, any bike can be a switch bike. You just need a switch kit. It's lightweight, handheld, fits to your handlebars, and boosts your ride with electric power.
It connects easily and is instantly removable.
With Switch, you get a bike and an e-bike all in one. I'm Oliver, and I'm Dimitro. We invented the Switch kit for people that love their bikes, like our friend Tom.
Tom loves his bike. I mean, he really loves his bike. Bit too much. But he wishes they spent more time together on the road. So we gave Tom a Switch kit. And now, they go everywhere together.
In 2017, our original kit raised over $500,000 on Indiegogo. Since then, we've delivered to over 30 countries, and now over 3,000 people have ridden over 1 million miles on their Switch kits.
Now we're back with a new and improved Switch kit, smaller and lighter than ever before. Here's how it works.
As you cycle, the pedal sensor detects your cadence and sends the signal to the power pack.
Light him up. Hot damn.
The control system calculates the optimum power required and delivers it to the motor in the front wheel, giving you all the extra power you need.
We build the front motor wheel for you in any size. Just take off the old wheel and fit the new motor wheel. Then, click on the power pack and you're good to go.
Choose between 5 different power levels for complete control.
Go further and faster without breaking a sweat.
250 watts of power will flatten any hills, and a single charge will last for 50 kilometers.
Lightweight, durable. We've tested on the track to last for years on the road.
Since our last campaign, we've not only built a great new product, we've built a great team.
Which means better support for you. We want to live in a world where everyone chooses to cycle. That's why we're back on Indiegogo, offering you the best possible price so that you can be the next to make the switch. So place your order now,
And then, join us for the ride.
Set scan range. Gun ready! Clean up that signal. Shot! Personnel right there. There's a guy by that car.
I can't see.
Get that guy. Shot! Check your fire. You're shooting friendly. Watch the our guy. Get that person. Right there. Tracking. Guy running.
Alright, so before I begin, I just want to put this up here because I predict an uncanny amount of things that happen in this movie. Literally, uncanny is a bit of an over-exaggeration, and I don't know how to spell it, but Google shall help you out with that. No worries. So, welcome to It, Chapter 1. And we start off with two kids, Billy and his little brother, Georgie, who wants to go out and play in the rain with a little paper boat that they made. But Billy doesn't want to go down and play, so he fakes being sick and pussies out. So, Georgie goes down to play with the boat in the rain alone, and he runs after it, then he smacks his head into a hurdle, a roadblock, a singular roadblock, I don't know what to call this. A post? I don't know what to call it, a post. He slams headfirst into a post, because apparently he's a blind dumbass. And the boat gets away from him and goes down a storm drain. Then a creepy ass clown named Pennywise shows up in the storm drain and tricks Georgie into reaching inside so he can grab his boat, and then he bites his arm off, then pulls the rest of him in and eats him. Alright, now it's time to introduce the rest of the gang. We got Mike, he's homeschooled, his family died in a tragic fire, and he's too nice to shoot sheep, and his uncle doesn't shit about it. Germ boy, his mama's boy, and his mom is a huge, overprotective fat ass. Glasses, he jokes around a lot, not much else. Stan, he's a pussy, not much else to say about him either. Fat kid, also referred to as the kid. He has no friends and hangs out a lot in the library because he has no friends, and he has a crush on Beverly, a ginger girl whose mama is dead and whose dad is kinda abusive and possessive and violent and or abuses her sexually. I'm sure about that one. And they all get bullied by your usual overblown movie bullies, especially this asshole, whose dad is a bit of an asshole and a cop. So some time passes and the school year ends with a bunch of kids being kidnapped or going missing, and Billy is convinced that his little brother Georgie is still alive somehow. Then we cut to Mike, who's licking some meat and has a spooky moment that gets interrupted by the asshole bullies who try to fucking run him over. Seriously, what's wrong with these demented fucking movie bullies? Then Stan has a spooky moment while he was practicing Hebrew for his bar mitzvah when a picture of a creepy lady falls over and he goes to pick it up, and I bet the woman was along on the painting, and hey, what is it? Anyway, she shows up behind him and shoots him, and he runs away. And now the new kid is in the library reading about the history of dairy, and the librarian drops a book in a sudden cut, and he flips the pages of that book to an ominous soundtrack.
Do not fire on the vehicles marked with the flashing beacon. I repeat, do not fire on the vehicles.
Impatience is a virtue.
Those are friendlies. Enemies crossing the field. Nail those guys. Headshot! Good kill, good kill. Heads up. Hostile forces are setting up ambush points along the curved road. Navigation, which one's the curved road? Over. Fire control. Let the boy land! Punch it down! Yes, sir. You see the water tower. You talking about the water tower in the intersection? Roger. That's the one. And that water tower is a curved road. You see that? Track that road to the next village. You'll be able to see another water tower in the village further down that road. We're having a bit of trouble with firing the village. How far up the road is it? Approximately, hang on. It's about 2 clicks along the curved road going away from the highway. Yeah, roger that. We're backing towards the village. Stand by to engage ground targets. Bring an hostile set up along the curved road. Hostile preparing to ambush along the curved road. They're marked.
And I'm guessing that is gonna turn to a weird ass scary flip book from hell, and Severed head big, and then he finds a red balloon with a trail of flaming eggs, and he follows them like, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy. Then he has a scary moment with Pennywise, but not before he has another scary moment with a kid who walks down the stairs very weirdly and slowly and creepily, and I bet something's gonna be wrong with his face or head, like something fucked up or some shit, and hey, it's gone. That counts. Then after that, the bullies get a hold of him, and they want to fuck him up, but some peeps drive by, and they do nothing, fucking nothing, those pricks. So the main bully starts carving his fucking name into the fat kid's stomach. The fuck fuck is wrong with this kid, dog? The fat kid tries to escape, pushes him off, and tumbles down the hill, and the most persistent bullies on Earth follow him in hot pursuit. Meanwhile, Billy, Stan, Glasses, and Germ Boy are down by the river or stream or whatever, at a location where Billy thinks his brother might have ended up at. But what they find is a shoe of one of the missing kids I talked about earlier. Then the fat kid drops down in the river, all muddy and bloody and shit.
Scary and disgusting.
Okay, how the fuck does he not make any noise running down the river prior to this fall? Was he flying? Did an eagle drop him? Was the river on silent mode? So they take the new kid to get some help and first aid, and one of the bully's pyromaniac friends goes into the tube that the kids are in with a DIY flamethrower because he thinks that the fat kid's in there, and he hears some spooks, and I bet you as soon as he fires that flamethrower again, he's gonna see some scary shit, and there we go, easy points maybe, and then he tries to run away but gets lost and trapped inside the tubes or the sewers, and then he looks back and a red balloon shows up, and I'm pretty sure because he's an important super character, that balloon's gonna pop, and Pennywise's gonna be behind and he's gonna eat him. The accuracy, boy! So that's why we have the new kid, but they need supplies from the pharmacy, and they get him with the help of Beverly, who was there buying some period stuff, like pads and stuff, where she distracts the child predator pharmacist so they can walk out with the stuff. They tend to attack it. She says hi, then she goes home and cries and cuts her hair because her dad was being creepy about it, and then the next day, they all go jumping off a fucking cliff into some water, have a swim, then they argue the girl cause testosterone, and then the new kid tells them about some weird ass disappearings that happen every 27 years, and they never come back, blah 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 blah, bloody trail, well house. Speaking of said well house, Germ Boy passes by it and has a scary moment with a zombie-looking sick dude and Pennywise, and if you haven't caught on by now, Pennywise uses their worst fears to scare them, and their fear makes him strong. Now it's Beverly's scary moment, and she goes into the bathroom to read a poem that a secret admirer wrote for her, and that secret admirer is the fat kid. Then she hears some spooky noises coming out of the sink, and she goes to check it out, and shit is gonna come out of the sink right. Nope.
Those guys by the building.
Okay, whatever. It's cool. So then she gets her dad's tape measure and shoves it down the sink to see what's happening down there, and pulls it out, and oh, it's hair. Hair is coming out the sink. Ooh, no fear blood points, baby. Now it's Billy's turn for the scoops, and he sees Pennywise in his basement, and Pennywise tries to eat him, but he gets away. Now before he sees the wound of his brother's leg open, and I'm pretty sure that his brother is gonna run across creepily at some point across the shot, right? Yeah, there we go. Not easy. Then they all go over to Beverly and help her clean up the period blood that's all over the walls of the fucking bathroom that she thought she was the only one that could see. Because her dad came in and was like, no, I don't see anything. So they clean out the bathroom, Billy flirts with Beverly, and Fat Kid watches in sadness. Then they find Mike, the homeschool kid, and he's getting beat up by the bullies, so they leave their bikes right in the middle of the fucking road, like they couldn't even put it on the fucking side, like on the side, there's a sidewalk, you know. So they make it down there just before the main bully is about to crack Mike's head open with a fucking rock, that demented little shit. They save him, then they throw rocks at each other and scare the bullies off and fuck him up. Then they all get to talking and find out that they're all having spooky moments, and they all see a clown, and so they go to Billy's house and they see a map of all the spooky happenings, and they find out that it's all connected to the well house. And then the projector starts flipping around some images, and I'm guessing it's going to turn into another scary flipbook type deal thing, you know. And it does. Then Pennywise gives them a sneak peek at 3D technology, which is way ahead of their time, and he tries to eat them, but they get out the garage just in time for him not to do so. So Billy rides up and decides to go to the well house because he doesn't give a fuck anymore, and he wants to go like, what's up, danger, I'm not in a pussy. And the rest of the group follows him, but they're all hesitant to go in, all except for the girl.
Just stay out.
Wow, all the dudes are pussies. You know what? Petition to change the word dick to mean wuss instead of pussy. All in favor? Alright. Actually, I'm too used to being pussy. All in favor of switching it back? Then it's settled. Nothing has changed. So some of them go in, and Glasses finally has a spooky moment with clowns, because that's what he's most afraid of, which is very convenient for Pennywise. And then Pennywise's about to jump out of this fucking casket. I knew it! Some more spooky shit happens, and Germ Boy falls through a fucking ceiling and breaks his arm. How? I don't know. He found his back in such a way that will never break his arm, and is clearly not broken in this shot, but whatever. Beverly stabs Pennywise in the head, then he leaves, then they all have a falling out. Some time passes, and because of Billy's dad who's teaching him a lesson, because he's about to shoot a fucking cat, that stupid little child. After that, Pennywise gives Billy a knife that he lost in the beginning of the movie while he's trying to carve his name into the fucking fat kid's stomach, and he tells him to kill his dad, which he does, and he also tells him to kill the kids. Fucked up shit. Then Beverly stands up to her dickhead dad and gets kidnapped by Pennywise. Billy finds this news out because he went to her house. I don't know why he went to her house, but he did, and this news is apparently enough to rally the troops so they can go and defeat the wise Penny. So they go down the well inside the well house, but the bully shows up trying to kill them, so Mike just throws him down the well. Good job, Mike. However, Stan didn't realize that the bully showed up and Mike was fighting him, so he continued onwards without the group, and Pennywise showed up and tried to bite his fucking face off in the front of this evil hope, and thankfully the group showed up just before he was about to fucking take it. huge ass bite out of his face, and he's only left with bite marks on his face, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna scar, right? And he has huge ass sunken teeth in his face. Those are gonna scar, right? Then Billy sees his little brother running off in the distance, and he follows him, which is fucking stupid, because just 5 minutes ago, he was the child that said we have to stick together, and that's the only way we can defeat him. Fucking dumbass kid. Whatever, the group catches up to him, and they find Beverly floating in the sky, because Pennywise showed her 3 spooky legs inside of his mouth, and she's floating down low, but up high, all the missing kids are floating, which confuses me because I thought Pennywise ate them all. Why are their bodies still there? Is he saving them for later or something? So they get her down, and her eyes are white, and she's completely unresponsive, so Fatso tries to shake her out of it, but it doesn't work, and I'm thinking he's gonna kiss her, and then she's gonna snap out of it, right? Yeah, see? Told you. Then they both recite the poem that he wrote for her, and Billy finds his little brother, and he's accused of doing wrong with it, but he deep down knows that it's Pennywise, so he pulls out Mike's killing gun and shoots his little brother in the head. Then the little kid morphs into Pennywise.
Got the back at all. Fire!
Makes him stronger, so they all go up there and start beating the shit out of him. He gets defeated because they are no longer afraid of him, and he jumps or drops down a well, and they all make a blood pact to kill him if he ever comes back, which, of course he's gonna come back. He doesn't kill probably dipshits. Then after they hang out a bit, everybody leaves one by one, and they all up together, and it looks like they're gonna kill somebody here, and called it. That's it. This will be a 50 cent out of an unwise penny. Yeah.
Wait 1 second, stop right there. This dude made over $20,000 in 1 day, in a few minutes. And the thing is, he didn't even have to use his own money. Here's another result, $100,000 in 1 day. Here's another guy, $10,000 in a day. And here's even more results scrolling of people making 4, 5, 6 figures. And the thing is, 98.5% of these people even knew about this business before. And I told them exactly how to do it. I gave them my exact template. And I can give you these results as well. If you like, I can hop on a phone call with you and give you the exact done for you template, fully customized for you personally, that I've given to these people still scrolling across the screen here. That's literally all there is to this ad. Unless you don't like a passive done for you business, where it barely requires your own time, it doesn't require your own money even. All you need to do is click the top right if you're on your phone, and somewhere at the bottom if you're on desktop, and you'll get a quick video explaining more of what you'll get on the phone call with you. And then on this call, I'll just give you everything you need to start the same day and get these results. I'll get everything, and I'll make it personalized for you and make it fun. This phone call is completely free. And you have literally nothing to do. If you're not in this sort of business, then I don't know what to tell you. So book a call, click the top right somewhere if you're on mobile, and if you're on YouTube, you can click the bottom left. So book a time for a call that works for you, and let's talk.
Bravo 6, we're moving up. Roger that. Shooter, 3-story building, 11 o'clock, second floor.
Okay, this movie is nearly 3 hours long. It's gonna make keeping this long-ass video short and incredibly hard, especially because I have this thing in the top left corner, because I predicted a lot of things in this movie too. Alright, let's go, baby. Hit Chapter 2. And the events of this movie take place 27 years after the first one, and all the little kids are grown up now. Billy is a famous writer that's married to this actor bitch who sometimes doesn't believe in his writing. Germ Boy, or Eddie, is now a risk analysis dude, and he's married to this fat, porn-infected naive bitch. Glass is aka Richie is now a big shot comedian. Fat Kid, or Ben, is now no longer a fat kid. He instead is hot and ripped and apparently very rich. Stanley is, I don't know, he's just Stanley, but grown up, still pussy, whatever. The homeschool kid Mike still lives in Derry in its library, and he's possibly slightly...
Where am I being hit from?
And Beverly, I got no clue what's going on in her life except for that she's married to this asshole who's very similar to her father. And apparently anybody who got married in this movie got married to a person that's very similar to their parents.
Okay, I love you, man.
What? I don't know why the movie does this. Maybe it's to point out that nothing ever changes because they never really killed it properly, or that they never really grew up. Or maybe they're just saying in general that you always marry your parents and nothing ever changes in life. I don't know why I'm reading into this so much. It's not a fucking Shakespearean novel. Who cares? No time. Moving on. The movie starts out with this shot, and I can already tell from this shot alone, and don't ask me how I can do this, that this movie's gonna have some serious homosexual themes / vibes and characters to it. And sure enough, we got 2 gay dudes being gay in there. And there it keeps up with its theme of having very violent bullies, and some bullies show up and they beat the shit out of the 2 gay dudes for being gay, but especially this guy, and then they throw him into the fucking river, and then Pennywise shows up and eats him. Then the news breaks out that there's a dismembered body in the river, whatever, which confuses the fuck out of me because I thought he could eat them and swallow whole so it pleases. Why the fuck is there any trace of his body left? I mean, I know it's to draw Mike over so he can find out that Pennywise is alive and he can bring all the gang back so he can eat them, but still. Anyway, as I said, Mike went over there and he found out that it was Pennywise, so he proceeds to call police back because they made a promise that if Ever comes back, they're gonna come back too and they're gonna kill Pennywise. And upon calling them, they all freak out in their own little way as Stanley really fucking kills himself. Wait a minute, where are the scars on his face? Where are the scars on the bite marks from the last movie? They should have scarred, damn it. So this is about the time where we find out that the bully from the last movie is alive. He got washed away in the sewers and flushed out along with a bunch of other half-eaten corpses. And I must say that half-eaten is a very generous thing to say for me because look at the shit. He barely nibbled on them. He sucks at eating. What the hell? Also, this motherfucker got thrown down a very fucking narrow well and it's fairly deep, I suppose, and he didn't hit his head on anything. He didn't drown and he survived. Doesn't matter. After he got flushed out the fucking sewers, he walked to his home at which he was probably arrested for killing his father, and he was thrown in the loony bin for 27 years till now, where Pennywise shows him a red balloon inside his loony bin, signaling that he's once again recruiting him to kill people. Then, after he gets dragged back to his room, he sees red balloon squish on his bed, and I bet you that balloon's gonna pop, revealing some spooky shit behind it, and it does, and that spooky scary shit is his old pyromaniac friend, and that friend gives him his old knife. Now, cut back to the main gang, and they're in the Chinese restaurant, and they're fine, and it's mentioned by Mike that the flavor will get these down the easier memories of this place get, and once you come back, everything starts getting clearer and clearer, and you start remembering more and more. My question here is, how the fuck does Mike know about this memory loss shit? He barely ever left town, but he does mention that he read a lot of books, so any bullshit Mike spews out from now on, I'm just going to attribute to the fact that he read all the books. So after they all realize Smash remembers why they're here, because Pennywise isn't dead, they have to kill him, they'll have a little freak out, and 100% those fortune cookies are going to have some creepy shit in them. And what do you know, they do, because all the fortune cookies together spell out, guess Stanley couldn't cut it. Then some creepy shit happened with the rest of the fortune cookies. Exactly. What the fuck is that? So they all leave the restaurant and they call Stanley's wife and they find out that he committed Sudoku, and then they all collectively decide to get the fuck out of there, but Mike stops Bill to convince him that he has a way to kill it. And then we cut to it, devouring a little girl. And I could have totally left this part out because it's completely unimportant to the story and helps it in no way, shape, or form, but I really wanted to comment on this dumbass hoe of a mother that didn't notice her child leaving her side. Fucking blind bitch. Now cut back to Mike and Bill, and Mike is like, yo dude, I did all the drugs, I read all the books, I saw the Native American dudes, and they showed me how to kill it, and they showed me how it started, and they showed me everything, just let me show you. Then he drugs Bill with the same drugs that the Native American shot club dudes, such a name club, gave him, so he can visualize the shit they explained to him. Man, I'm gonna try to explain the shit to you, so I'm gonna discuss because I have no idea what it is. So 3 big lights come from the sky long time ago. 3 big lights turn into a creature. Creature eats people. That's what I got. But that's not important. What is important is the ritual of truth, which is the ritual they're going to use to defeat Pennywise. And to perform said ritual of truth, they must all get their artifacts. What are their artifacts? Their artifacts are the things they were attached to the most the time they first defeated Pennywise. They must go to the 3 dead lights, the 3 big lights, the dead lights. They put the box down, they put the shit in the box, they burn the shit in the box, then they change some shit, and then the lights go into the box, and they close the box, and supposedly they defeat Pennywise. At least that's how the shopper people explain it to Mike. So Mike and Bill go back to the gang, and Bill explains to the gang that what he saw was real, and it's possible, and they can kill it. So they're just like, hey, why don't we wait this cycle out till he goes back to sleep, and then we wait another 27 years, and just rinse and repeat. What's the problem? Turns out they can't do that, because Beverly dreamt of Stanley dying the way he did, and she also dreamt of them all dying before. And if they do try and keep postponing this, they will not even last another 20 years. And she's the only one dreaming of this stuff, because she's the only one that saw the deadlights when they were kids. So they go over to an underground clubhouse that Ben built in the woods when they were kids, and they go get Stanley's artifact, which is a shower cap, because he didn't want them to get shit in their hair when they were sitting down there. Then they all split up to get their own artifacts, and Beverly goes to her old home and takes the home that Ben worked for when they were kids out of her and put her on the wall, and that is her artifact. And then she gets attacked by Pennywise in the form of this titty-swirling grandma, but she escapes. Then Richie goes to an old abandoned arcade and he gets his artifact, which is an old arcade clearing slot machine thing, you know. And then he has flashbacks from when he was a kid and he was playing there. And wait a minute.
You're fucking good.
Hey, where do we go again?
Is the movie hinting that Richie's gay?
You assholes didn't tell me your town is full of little fairies.
Oh my god, it is. I'm gonna give myself another point for that. I was really on the money with that gay prediction from earlier. Anyway, Pennywise scares him in the park and he gets away too. Now it's Billy's turn. After buying his old bike from a pawn shop or something, at a ridiculous price, he rides over to his friend and drops his bike in the middle of the fucking road. Like, dude, seriously, you're walking over to the curb. Why can't you park it there? What the fuck's wrong with you? This is a road for cars and shit. What's wrong with people in these movies dropping their bikes in the middle of the fucking road? Whatever. Billy talks to Pennywise in his turn when he gets the boat that he made for his brother back after almost getting sucked in by a gajillion arms. Then Ben goes back to the old school and he relives a scary moment that he had as a kid when Pennywise chased him through the halls of the school and he hid in his locker, and that is a fucking scary guy shows up behind you moment if I've ever seen one.
Information approaching objective. 30 seconds.
Outlaw, this is Deadly. We'll take out the big targets. Mop up any troublemakers with the Mark 19.
What the hell are you doing?
Play it on the all-new Xbox.
How did he get away? You were in a locker with Pennywise. What the fuck is wrong with Pennywise? You had him in a fucking locker. And this is at a time where you had them split up and the point was to get them individually. What are you doing? So the point of all this was to get his artifact, which was the signature that Beverly wrote for him in his yearbook, which he tore and put in his fucking wallet. It was in his wallet the whole time. This was fucking useless. It's not like he forgot about it either, because he was clearly reminiscent about it in the beginning of the movie. So why the fuck are you here, dude? Why don't you go buy weapons or something to have an easier time defeating Pennywise at the end of the movie? Your job's done, dude. Why are you here? Don't matter. Next up we got Eddie. He goes to his old pharmacy to pick up an inhaler, and that's his artifact. And then he rewards the memory that he had in the basement of that place for Pennywise in front of this fucked up dude tried to shove his tongue down his mom's throat. He succeeded clearly. Then he tries to scare everyone. And I'm not going to claim this jump scare as a prediction because just so then he tries to choke Pennywise out, and he's having some fucking success in that because he feels like Pennywise is getting smaller and he's killing him, but then Pennywise throws up in his face and doesn't really stand up and then like disgusts him out. After that they all get back to the place that they're staying at, and they're all shook up and shit, and Richie wants to leave again. Then the dickhead bully who has escaped the movie shows up behind Eddie and he stabs him in the side of the face in his cheek. So Eddie steps into the bathtub and then closes the curtains, and if I were him, I would use the element of surprise and take the knife out of my cheek and stab him through the curtains. Holy shit, he actually did it. Also, the bully doesn't die from this. He gets stabbed in the fucking chest and he just jogs away. Like, I'm fine. My insanity's keeping me alive. Yee! Anyway, this was happening upstairs, but downstairs, Billy finds out that Pennywise is planning to kill the kid that now lives in his old house at the carnival. So he rushes over there to save him, and maybe, just maybe, if you used your car instead of your old ass bike, you would have made it in time to save the kid. Yeah, spoiler alert, the kid dies. I know I'm saying spoiler alert. This entire video is spoiler alert. Now, cut to Mike in the library, and he gets attacked by the dickhead bully, but then Richie shows up and he axes him. Get it? Because the axe in his head. Then the rest of the gang shows up, and they find out that Bill is fed up and he wants to go and kill Pennywise alone. And they're like, nah. So they go and catch up to him at the well house, and they enter the well house, and the usual Pennywise mindfuckery happens, where severed heads turn to spiders, and he tries to write what seems like an entire fucking novel on Ben's stomach. But they somehow avoid all of that, and they go down to where they previously defeated Pennywise, which is a bit flooded right now, and Beverly hears something in the water, and she's gonna get dragged into the water, right? Yep, there she goes. She gets dragged in the water by the titty swinging grandmother. But no worries, they get her out. And then they find the creepy looking manhole, and then they go down that manhole, and they get to where the lights descended or landed, okay? Then they begin the ritual shoot, and they throw all their artifacts in there, and then they bury the shit, and then they chant some other shit, and then the vagina on the ceiling opens up, and the three deadlights descend into the box, and Mike tries to close it, but no, a balloon starts to emerge from it, and it goes huge, and then it pops, and then Pennywise emerges out of it. And he is now, or it is now, in a giant spider-like form, and they're like, what the fuck, Mike, you told us this would work. And honestly, it's their fault for believing him, because the first thing they should have asked when they heard the chakra people told me how to defeat it is, well, why the fuck didn't they defeat it, bitch, dumbasses? So the ritual doesn't work, and Pennywise starts to chase them around and manipulate the world and their minds and try to scare them a bit. When Beverly almost drives in period blood, Ben almost gets buried alive, Bill shoves his hand up his own brother's ass, Vinny and Richie are forced to choose between three equally scary doors, and Mike, but they all somehow escape or defeat their fears once again, and Eddie tells Pennywise to protect Richie from the deadlights, and he does succeed in hurting Pennywise. So, in retaliation, Pennywise stabs him and throws him around and kills him. Then we somehow find out that they can bully him into a smaller size, so they can defeat him, which they do, and he turns into a feeble little ball sack, and Mike reaches into his chest and rips his heart out, and they all collectively crush it together, which is crazy to me because they all defeated this huge form of Pennywise by literally going, you mean, you stupid, you a clown, you nothing but a stupid man, you a mean man, what is wrong with you, you stupid old lady, you babe, no one likes you, you babe, what the fuck, Pennywise? Just look at yourself. Look at them. Just bite them. Eat them. Like you can. I'm pretty sure you can get them all in one bite. Come on, dude. Whatever. The place starts falling apart, so they get out of there. Then they go for a swim. Then a Beverly kiss, and I guess they're finally gonna be a thing now. And by the way, she completely forgot who wrote that poem for her because of all the memory loss shit. But now obviously she remembers. Then they all go home and get a letter from Stanley post-death saying that the reason he killed himself was because he was too afraid to go back and he knew that they had to be together to defeat Pennywise. So he did the only logical move and took himself off the board. This movie gets a 2 out of 11.
Hold your fire! Hold your fire! Friendly's up on the second floor! I repeat, we're up on the second floor!
So you're alright out of here?
We're in, Captain. Let's move out before they return.
Outlaw, this is Deadly. Fully loaded. You guys good?
Move out, let's go, let's go!
Welcome to Knives Out. We start off with 2 slow-mo dogs, a big old house, a boomer mug, and a croissant. Lady goes up with the food looking for Mr. Throbdick. She can't find him, and just by the pan of this shot, I got a feeling that this is a murder mystery movie. And she goes into a secret room and finds that Mr. Throbdick is indeed dead. Murder mystery movie, baby. Let's go. Okay, this movie's got a very thick and twisty plot with lots of information. So the speech is long, gotta tell you some of the characters and important shit like that. Okay, starting with the Throbdick family tree. At the very tippy top, we got Mr. Throbdick himself, an 85-year-old man who's very into and a very successful murder mystery novel writer. Well, like mystery novels, you know, like he writes, he got 3 kids. One of them is dead, but got married to Lynn, that one really conniving Instagram person, and they have a kid together, Meg, who's an SJW. Next up, Nicholas Throbdick. He runs his dad's publishing company and wants to sell the rights of the books to be made into movies because he wants to make some of that extra bling bling, but Mr. Throbdick doesn't want that. Hence, tension. And together they have a little Nazi child. Then we got white-haired Talbot Throbdick. Actually, I think her name's Linda, and this lady's name is... I don't care. She's a fucking Instagram influencer, so she's basically garbage, so we can call her that, okay? Back to Linda. She got a small loan of $1 million from her father, made a shitty little business with it, and called herself self-made. She's married to asshole Mozart, who's a cunt and cheating on her. Together, they have one kid, Captain Morica, a.k.a. Ransom. What a weird fucking name. Imagine having a kid called Ransom getting kidnapped, and you have to pay ransom to get Ransom back. That'd be a pretty funny situation. Also pretty sad because the dude got kidnapped. Anyway, Ransom is a white old dickhead who has a love-hate relationship with Mr. Throbdick, spends a lot of money these days bent on himself more. And that's the Throbdick family. Wait, no, this one person. We got Mr. Throbdick's mom, Great Mama Throbdick. She's old as fuck, barely alive, but is the best. A lot of that old rat lady from Hotel Transylvania. The one that goes, I didn't do that. Everyone's seeing this, right? Anyway, it's worth mentioning that Mr. Throbdick's a good guy, but all of his descendants are a super white, I'm better than you type of people, okay? So that's the family tree, memorize it, visualize it, shove it up your own ass, who cares? Let's go. More important characters, we got Marta, Mr. Throbdick's longtime nurse and best boy. He trusts her more than his family. Craig Ferguson is playing Matt LeBlanc, or James Bond, whatever. He's a super smart private detective. Then we got 2 cops, Beaky and Borky. One of them is Lenny Life, one of them is Throbdick's affair. Other than that, we got 4 important points of time in this movie. Throbdick's birthday, Throbdick's funeral after party, I don't know, but the time between that and the movie. Going on with the movie, 1 week after Throbdick's death. Hey, Donald, that's gonna be crazy for me. Alright, we're at Mara's house and her sister's being super insensitive watching a murder show. So mom's like, shut that shit off, oh, have some respect for your sister, man. She gets a call from the Throbdick house, goes over and says hi, hits the jewel, and the cops start interrogating everybody inside the house. It was actually suicide or a murder. Mom sits in the back of the room on a piano, and after a while, with each person just taps the keys as if to say, next. Asshole Mozart and Meg, this is not the kid that ended up starting half family like the boy is literally an answer.
He's an ungrateful dipshit.
Then Garbage asks,
Who is that guy?
what do you mean who's that? It's 007, James Bond, shooter of guns, adjuster of cufflinks.
Here.
He's not a British person in this movie. He's an American southerner. Oh my lord. He tells them who he is, and this bitch is like,
I read a tweet about a New Yorker article about you. You're famous.
please shut the fuck up. So they ask a bunch of questions about the night before Harlan's death, which was his birthday, and they all lie through their teeth because Harlan found out about Mozart's affair, threatened to tell his daughter if he didn't tell them immediately, hence creating more tension. He also fired Dickens from his publishing company, Tension, and he cut up Garbage because he found out she was sucking the long dick off his bank account, siphoning $100K extra every year from him. Even more tension! But they all hate Ransom for being a douchebag, and so they agree on one thing, that he and Harlan had a big-ass fight in private, and then he stormed off, which is... So the cops take a break from questioning. Asshole Mozart finds a letter that he's going to send to his daughter, which turns out to be empty. Then throws Harlan's baseball out the window. What, you're just going to leave the letter like that? Are you sure it's empty? I would get rid of it and burn it if I were you. Also, what a weak-ass throw, you fucking pussy. You throw like a girl. What, you really have to wind up for that? Doesn't matter. Cops and Bond take a walk around the house and find Marta. Bond asks her a few questions to confirm that they're all lying, because he knows that she was tight with Harlan, and the fun little quirk of hers is that she can't lie, because whenever she does, she throws up. So Bond explains the real story to the cops, and they're just like, okay, sure thing, dog, maybe you're right, but these aren't strong motives. This is weak sauce. Garbage, she wouldn't do that. Have you seen her Instagram? She's an influencer. Shut the hell up, Boinky. All insta-cunts are fake assholes that would definitely kill if their precious lifestyle was threatened. You know why that is, cocksucker? Because this is America. Hope... Suck your dick for a clown like bar. Land up, I'll kill you for a bag of Cheetos. Weak sauce my ass. All these murders are completely plausible. Anyway, Bond tells the cops that he does not know who hired him for this job, which is fucking weird. Next question, Harlan. What follows is a big ass flashback from the last night with Harlan. When he jokes around a bit, played a game of braces M&M's, gave him this notification when she went, hey, you want to use your rules? And he went, yeah, yo. So she prepares the post and finds out that she actually already gave him 100 milligram lethal dose of morphine so that he's going to die in 10 minutes, so she doesn't give him an emergency shot of noxalalalin, okay? Which is like an antidote for the situation. And she begins to scramble for it. House. It's like motherfucking these dudes literally write this shit down because it's a cool way to kill someone in one of his books. It's fucking legend. Anyway, sadly she can't fight the antidote, so pickup level increases, and she goes to call for an ambulance that won't get here in time. When he remembers that her mama is an illegal immigrant, so he's like, no, and stops the phone call. If they find out you kill me, your mama gonna get deported and your family gonna be fucked. So we tell her to leave in a specific way and do all these specific things, then come back in another specific way and do some more specific things and leave another specific way to eliminate herself as a suspect. And when questioned by the police, not to lie, but to tell fragments of the truth in this specific order, so she isn't technically lying, which is a pro-line tip, by the way. Then after she leaves, he game ends himself, which is sad as balls. Back to the current time. She uses the pro-line tip on the cops and goes to the bathroom to throw up anyway. What a fucking move. Then we get a cutting back to their birthday and fast forwarding to the funeral after party, where Bond is sitting ominously in the shadows and waiting for Mara, and he tells her that he wants her to be his confidant, his partner in this case, because she knows the place and the family well, and... Also, she throws up whenever she lies, so you know, that's a bonus. She goes home and we get a flashback of when Harlan told her to smoke poop, and we zoom in on a little specklet of blood on her shoe. Okay, so I just want to draw your attention to this shot after he killed himself, and this shot after they cleaned up all the place and took it for evidence or whatever. And we're going to play a little game of spot the difference to see what's missing. I'm just going to give you a minute right here. Time's up. What's that? Not enough time. Don't care. It sounds like a you problem, bitch. But don't worry, I'm still gonna show you. Zoom in and enhance. Keep going. Bring it in. Yeah, you get it? You see it now? That's right. The chest. Why is it gone? Is it a suspect? Where is it now? Is it on its way to Mexico? All these questions are completely unimportant. This joke sucks. The bloody rug and sofa, which has obviously been removed because evidence or cleaning or whatever, okay? Now, I've never slit my own throat before, but I would imagine that blood would splatter pretty far. However, the blood splatter stops here. The rest of the trajectory towards her foot is clearly clean, or else they would have taken it away for cleaning or evidence, as I said. So how the fuck is there a drop of blood on her shoe and nowhere else in the room, huh? Listen, I'm not saying that a rogue droplet of blood making the perilous journey across the room onto her foot is impossible, just highly unlikely, okay? Next thing comes cops and Bond take Marta with them to look for clues and evidence, which she keeps throwing as they go along. Like this very modern technology. Security tape that she raises with a magnet, and hiding old footsteps of new ones. Bond gets startled by Nanothrop-Dick. Dick had ransomerized for the reading of the will, which is today, and everybody's mad at him for not coming to the funeral, and they find out that Harlan has got info from Bill. So he tells them all to eat shit, eat shit, eat shit. I'm not joking, this is not me making a shitty voice, something he really told them all to eat shit. Bond finds a piece of wood that Marta broke while climbing the side of the house and doing all the specific stuff Harlan told her to do. He finds a secret window she climbed through, and then the will reading starts, and they find out that the ransom is not the only that has been cut out of the will, everybody has been cut out, and Harlan left everything to Marta. And they're just like, hey, but how else? So Marta tries to leave while the family swarms her and fucking outright trolls. Why are you stealing it? God damn it. Content is content. Anyway, her car won't start, so Ransom rolls up in his Bimmer and saves her from this mini-mob. Then feeds her beans and tells her that he knows that his grandpa did not kill himself, and he also knows that she throws up whenever she lies, and he demands the truth, so she spills the beans. Get it? Because the beans and she keeps what she does. No, honestly, it's a huge missed opportunity that Ransom didn't say that. It would have fit perfectly. Meanwhile, the Topic family exhausts all possible ways to fix this inheritance problem. Finally laying this where to go. Like, thank fuck, this family sucks. Then they force Meg to call Mara and give her a very shitty phone call, and Ransom goes, fuck my family, I'm gonna help you get away with this, and in exchange, you're gonna give me my cut of the wheel. Next day comes and the news got a hold of the story, so they show up to Mara's house, and tell her that she tries to slip out the back, but Dickless is there, and he tries to expose her mom to get back the inheritance. So she goes back inside, finds a blank envelope that has a paper inside that says, I know what you did. Oh, so she goes up to Ransom and tells her that this is a toxicology report, and she's like, how do you know all these things? Question is, how do you not know this stuff? You're a fucking nurse. Whatever. He also tells her this means that someone's trying to blackmail her and they need to go to the toxicology report place to destroy the evidence. So they go to do that, but surprise! The place is burst down and the cops are there with Bond. And he goes, do you know who did it? No, the camera. And Pinky, you're a pretty fucking stupid cop, because unless the surveillance room or whatever the hell these cameras say the recording is onto got fired Bukaki too, that doesn't mean that the recordings are destroyed just because the cameras are burnt down. Anyway, Mara gets an anonymous email with a meeting location and time of 10 a.m. and now it's 9:30 a.m. so she has to get there pronto. The cops see her, she slams the car into gear and drives off. The police go after her and we have this car chase on a road with 0 cars on it, and they're like, oh no,
Are you boring it? You're boring it.
The car won't go any faster because you put it in low. So no matter how hard you stomp on the gas pedal, it won't shift into high gear. Put it in drive, bitch.
Gotta go.
Stick to the letter D on the pedal. Your engine's gonna blow the fuck up. Whatever. She does
This mission is fun because you have to save her and everyone else is like holding everyone off.
And like we're missing on a fucking ceiling fan. Cool. She drives down a couple of houses and stops to have a
Go,
conversation.
go.
She's a bit of a buzz, but she didn't. Woman, this is like Grand Theft Auto where you lose a 5-star water rating by crouching over here. But he's sad. Then I think he's like, man, you see that dude that tried to lose a cuff on a fucking scooter? What about the world's slowest car chase? Wasn't much stronger than this one. Doesn't matter. They arrest Ransom because Mom talked to Brittany on topic and she told him that she saw Ransom come back in the middle of the night when she actually saw Marta come back in the middle of the night. And Mom's like, he forced you to drive away when she saw me, right? Yeah, totally.
Oh.
He gets in the car and tells her to drive the
Shit.
Either he has no sense of smell or rat vomit is odorless because he can't.
We're gonna die.
Talks about donuts and Slinkies. On the way, she asks if she can stop by somewhere and pick some up, and he's like, yeah, sure. So she stops by near salon and goes in and walks out the back and then walks in the back of the actual meeting place in the anonymous email.
Uh-oh.
Thing, like, can you just walk into any shop and
Uh-oh.
back like that without anybody batting an eye? Can I just do that? Or maybe she knows the place. Doesn't matter. Inside, she finds Fran, the housekeeper, overdosed on morphine. So she calls an ambulance, and at the hospital, she spills the beans again to Bond. And she says that she can't take it anymore, and she's just gonna tell the family what happened.
Uh-oh.
Get back
We're dead.
and it'll get fucked by a long dick of the law. So I get back to the big house, find a copy of the toxicology.
So, a nuke was dropped there, but we didn't get out in time.
Bond reads the toxicology report. He's like, y'all can slob on my fucking knob. She ain't giving back shit. Great Nana giggles. I didn't do that. Bond takes her to the room with Game of Thrones stare, then whispers some shit into Boykey's ear which we can't hear, but don't worry, I know what he said. Keeps telling me how to hear the big hands. Okay, also can't for tonight. Boykey brings in Ransom and what follows is a bunch of plot twisty explanation and exposition, which is gonna make the super long and shitty explanation even longer. But basically, Ransom knew about the inheritance shit early, came back in the middle of the night the same way Mara did. Nana saw him leave, and that means that Mara accidentally switched the meds back and gave him the correct stuff, so homie died for nothing. Hashtag Depresso F. LeMayo. Nice. Ransom missed the funeral to come back and fuck with evidence.
Died.
The worker decided to take him on alone. He tried to kill her, then found out that Mara's innocent.
what?
Frame her, but failed to complete his plan when he got arrested. Dope shit.
How are we still alive?
Ransom confesses that he tried to kill Fran and vows to fuck Mara's life up. Then she throws up in his face like, "Psych, bitch, I lied. Fran's dead, and you just confessed to her murder, motherfucker. Go to jail. I lied."
Oh, shit.
On the other side of the phone call, like.
Yes. How did he not die? I bet like everyone's died, but we're just both different or something like that. How did we survive a nuke?
Ransom takes a knife from the Game of Thrones chair.
No. How in bloody hell did we survive a nuke?
Super slow-mo. Whatever. Mara's completely innocent and keeps the inheritance scrap. Linda finds out that her husband is a cheating slut. Totally should have fucking burned that tape.
Has anyone like survived?
From her new house, drinking from her
No, everyone's dead.
Gets 58
except for us.
Zoom dogs.
You alright? My legs. Price. Bravo 6, come on, boss. We need backup. She's about to die.
As parents, we try to tailor the world for our kids. Okay, maybe.
Bravo 6. Hello, this is Bravo 6. We need backup. Please.
5% less sugar.
She died. She's actually died. I knew we shouldn't have went back for her.
Summertime with Moda. A time to soak up the sun.
Such heroes we are, aren't we?
Time to spend
Price home.
friends. Now is the time to start outdoor living. Our luxury garden furniture is in stock. Visit
Yeah, what heroes we are. We died just because we saved one person. We saved one person, and that led to us being dead.
Around the ruins of Rockefeller Center, hear the all singing, dancing crap of the world.
How are we still alive?
Even drones can fly away.
I don't get this game.
Yeah, you got shit like I Am Jack's
Nikolai.
Surprise, I am Jack's cold sweat, I am Jack's fucking burst appendix, and I don't know what any of that means, but I'm a guess it's a bunch of I'm insane, fuck society, screw corporate America type of shit. Marciano. So, I just want you to be aware that that stuff exists. On to the movie. And we start off with Eduardo Nortano and a gun in his mouth. He's sweating profusely. Then a cut to a van full of explosives. Cut to Ed and some big old man boobs. Cut to Ed and his
we're back here.
job, and we find out that he has got insomnia and he's addicted to buying IKEA furniture. Then his doctor tells him to go to a support group for people with no balls. Enter Bobby Bitch Titties. And they're all having a group crying session where Ed cries for the first time in 6 months, and for some reason that lets him sleep like a baby. So he becomes addicted to a new thing, going to support groups and
we're gonna
so
go back to his babies.
Leukemia, kidney disease, parasites, you name it, he had them all. And went to
Terrorists, that's what's going on.
It was going so good, he hallucinated a fucking penguin. I know, crazy shit, man. But then this whole Marla comes in and she ruins everything. For some reason, her simply existing kills his sleeping boner. You see, she too just shows up to support groups.
Wait, is this so with the Russians?
She just fucking likes the coffee or something, I don't know. And he doesn't like
this is so with the bloody Russians.
He hallucinates her. No good, no good. So what do? He confronts her.
Or maybe it isn't.
You ain't here to hallucinating penguins. I am.
Yeah, but it isn't.
I'm gonna expose your ass like 2016. EGK Clark's gonna make a fucking video about you and everything. Alright, if you do that, I'm gonna just expose you, because you're a lying fuckface too. No, you son of a bitch. Does some suicidal shit, and then they come to everybody downtime with support groups evenly, like they're splitting the custody of a child in a divorce. He does some more suicidal shit, and then they exchange numbers just in case they want to switch groups. Now, I understand that he wants to go to a group every day, so he can sleep every day, but those cannot be the only groups that are present that day that will give him the opportunity to cry, right? Just look at all these ads. You just pick one of them, right, that fulfills your needs of making your eyes sweat, and be on your merry way. I think that doesn't even matter. I think he's already mentally deranged. Next up, we got Ed traveling all over America to check out some of the cars that his company manufactures that has major design flaws that end up killing people, and see if they would do a recall on them, which they never do, because, you know, money and shit. And he tells this information to every single passenger he meets on a fucking flight, which makes me think he never signed an NDA or has no idea what it means. Then this lady asks him what car company he works for, and he's just like, Major. Now this, coupled with the fact that they showed us an almost unrecognizable burnt wreck of a car with a fake badge on it, makes me think that this movie is hiding the real manufacturer of this car to be deep and cool shit, or they're avoiding a lawsuit from said major car company.
Yes.
However, as you may recall, I said almost unrecognizably burnt wreck. That is because I'm 90% sure that this is a 1999 or earlier Lincoln Town Car, and a quick Google search confirms this. Now, given that Ford has owned Lincoln since forever, this major car company is Ford. I think I would know this movie. I think I would know this one. I did. Not me. I did. Eat my shit. Okay, so I did some more detective work, and apparently other people have found this out before me, but still haven't found it on my own. So I'm still cracking stuff. Moving on. On the flight back home, he hallucinates this and then meets Tyler GG. One crazy motherfucker that's super enthusiastic about homemade explosives. He is in his car, they land, and then goes home to his condo to find out that it has been blown up with every single thing inside of it, including his beloved IKEA.
You know what? Maybe being a prick does work, because if we just left that pilot to die, we would have survived. But because of what such heroes we are so code ourselves.
The doorman that asks you if you have a place to stay, your doctor, fucking Bob, whatever. All I'm saying is your first two choices to call for help shouldn't be a woman that you have expressed nothing but hatred for, and a literal fucking terrorist, or whatever, you know, he's got issues, original news. So he meets Tyler at a bar, they drink, talk about some stuff, we live in society, blah, 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 blah. Ed asks him if he could crash at his place, and he's like, sure. Hit me. What? So this is right around where we get a little bit of a history lesson about Tyler. You see, by day, he is an explosive soap salesman. By night, he is a projectionist that splices in porn pictures into kids' movies, and a waiter at a fancy place where he shits and pisses in rich people's food. Now let's cut back to where we were. So Ed hits Tyler, and Tyler's like, "Butt check." Oh, fuck. That felt good. Guys, what even was a vibe check? I don't know. So they start fighting each other, then they go back to Tyler's shithole of a house where everything's fucked. You shower in mud, and every time it rains, you have to cut the power. And wait a minute, it's raining right now, and you just said you cut the power whenever it does. So how the fuck is this line on? Doesn't matter. Some time passes, and they continue on with their shit jobs and fight every Saturday night, and people start noticing and watching and wanting to join in, and eventually they get their own space in the basement of a bar. And every night, Tyler gives out the rules of Fight Club, with the first two famously being not talk about Fight Club, which I'm pretty sure right. Well, but that's okay, they break it too, because how else would the fucking secret club, now secret club, put on the basement, keep her, so
This is because we can't have any nice things or such and such.
got his number and noticed that he has not been going to support groups because he found this mobile club thing, and she's like,
You know what?
where you been? Hey, listen, I just got
Q.
the next one, he's just like, oh, fuck shit.
Okay, I'm going.